Imagine a future in which machines finally replace all of mankind. You have just entered the twilight zone, or have you? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is another declaration of truth from your host, Terry A. Hurlbut. The McDonald's Corporation, the most famous fast food company in the world, will lay off large numbers of staff, and they will do it during Holy Week, the most ironic time for such layoffs aside from Christmastide. But in addition to that, they are testing the total replacement of human beings by machines that will even handle a customer's interaction with the company's outlet. That presages the total replacement of human beings in the workforce, a thing necessary only to an elite that wants the planet to themselves. Before I discuss the latest doings at McDonald's and what they imply, I do want to shout out to the prime sponsor of this channel, which is Conservative News and Views. Link in the description. And be sure to check out the awesome CNAV Store. Scroll down near the bottom for that link. Lots of great merchandise there, especially this t-shirt that I have chosen for today, which depicts Klaus Schwab saying, "We have ways. We have ways." For I am convinced he is at the heart of this. His being an engineer is only part of the problem. In fact, the only thing this man needs to complete his picture is a white cat reclining in his arms, letting him stroke her as he calmly gives orders for someone's summary execution. With apologies, of course, to Ian Fleming and to Albert R. Cubby Broccoli and his Everything or Nothing production company. One more thing. If you like what you're about to hear, you can like this video. You can also click the bell icon to get a notice every time I come out with a new one. In fact, do you see the new icon, the heart shape with the US dollar sign in it? That's the super thanks icon. If you really want to keep these videos coming, click that and leave me a tip. Any currency will do, so long as it's legal tender. And now, Breitbart yesterday morning came out with the story of what's happening at McDonald's. They are closing all their offices in the United States. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, meaning April 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they will ask American and some international staff to work from home. Why those 3 days and why take that step? Because they will announce layoffs. How many? They won't say. They do say this, and I quote, "We want to ensure the comfort and confidentiality of our people during the notification period," close quote. Translation: to avoid having a boss summon an employee to his office where he has to walk into the office in front of the other staff even though the office door then shuts. Then the boss quietly tells that employee that his services are no longer required and he ought to make arrangements to pack up his personal belongings and clean out his desk or office. They would rather send the layoff notice in email and invite the employee to make remote arrangements to pack up his stuff and ship it to him, preferably over the weekend. That might seem to be a kinder, gentler way of giving someone the axe. In fact, it is an impersonal, even cowardly way of handling severance. No doubt someone in human resources, which they called personnel in my day, is already preparing to sell these employees the whole life insurance, valued at their annual salary, and health insurance packages incident to severance, as per the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act of 1985. But all that is only part of the story, and the other part should alarm everyone. Before I tell it, I want to shout out to a sponsor who can really help you through the economic storms to come. That sponsor is oursilverlines.com. Do you feel like you're working harder for your money just to get by? You are not alone. The fluctuating economy, employment issues, and unexpected changes in life have left many families struggling over the past few years. Collecting gold and silver can help shield you against many of these challenges. But if you're like me many years ago, you don't know where or how to start. Our Silver Lines helps by connecting you with thousands of members who are learning the secrets to creating and protecting true wealth by collecting precious metals. Whether you just want to collect rare and unique coins or take advantage of the business opportunities this company provides, either way, they can help you learn to live an exceptional life. Visit oursilverlines.com to learn how you can build a legacy for your future. Now, we go back in time to December of 2022, when McDonald's launched its first ever fully automatic restaurant in Fort Worth, Texas. From order placement to order pickup, a customer has no human contact whatsoever. I have a link in the description to a tweet from an account calling itself Daily Loud, with an embedded video showing how that automatic restaurant works. Do not watch that on a full stomach. It will positively blow your mind. So, after showing that video, Daily Loud then asks sardonically, and I quote, "Would you rather have robots or employees serve you your food?" Close quote. One other user answered, "Mac HE double hockey sticks, no." But others realized this grim truth, that human beings would lose their jobs to machines. Still another user left a tweet. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description, but I had to warn you, it uses some coarse language. Parental judgment and discretion are definitely advised. Basically, this user said, somebody said, let's raise the minimum wage, and well, they fiddled around and found out. Well, maybe. I've heard of some far less thoroughgoing automations in Chicago, Illinois. But this is Fort Worth, Tarrant County, Texas we're talking about. Now, if this were Travis County, I'd agree, but Travis is the outlier. Now, believe it or not, this restaurant is in the hands of a franchise operator, not the company. The operator, Keith Banachek, said in an interview with Newsweek, and again I quote, "The technology in this restaurant not only allows us to serve our customers in new, innovative ways, it gives our restaurant team the ability to concentrate more on order speed and accuracy, which makes the experience more enjoyable for everyone," unquote, Keith Banachek. What a nothing burger of a statement. And what did the company say? I quote, "When you step inside the test restaurant concept, you notice it's considerably smaller than a traditional McDonald's restaurant in the U.S. Why? The features, inside and outside, are geared toward customers who are planning to dine at home or on the go." Close quote. Is any of this starting to sound familiar? It's certainly sounding familiar to me. Suddenly I hear a famous character actor, and this being the centennial of Warner Brothers Pictures, who had this actor under contract, this is doubly appropriate. His name was Richard Deacon, and here he's playing a man named Wallace V. Whipple in a Rod Serling's Twilight Zone episode titled The Brain Center at Whipples. Season 5, episode 33. I have a link in the description to its description in the Internet Movie Database. Well, this man named Whipple decides to automate his factory fully to realize the greatest possible output. All his employees lose their jobs. The factory workers lose them first. Then the shop foreman, then the plant manager. Too late, Whipple realizes that he is just as expendable, and the board of directors expends him, replacing him with a humaniform robot. In fact, it's Robbie the robot from Forbidden Planet. Now I go from Richard Deacon to Rod Serling himself, and I say, imagine, if you will, Keith Banachek facing just such an ignominious replacement. Then imagine that happening to the CEO of McDonald's. Elon Musk understands the problem. He co-founded OpenAI, the company responsible for ChatGPT. Now he's afraid of it. So afraid he has joined many others calling for a moratorium on artificial intelligence development. He should be afraid, because ChatGPT, by some accounts, can already write essays indistinguishable from a human work product. The Federal Trade Commission is worried enough to investigate OpenAI and demand that ChatGPT shut down. So now we ask, cui bono? Who benefits? Only one group, only one man benefits. The World Economic Forum and its head, Klaus Schwab. Just imagine him cradling that white cat in his arms, stroking, 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 while he reads the reports out of that fully automatic restaurant and replays that Twilight Zone episode I mentioned. Now suddenly it makes sense, doesn't it? The next time anyone asks you how anyone could take seriously the notion that the World Economic Forum is working to depopulate the earth, you tell them about that fully automatic restaurant in Fort Worth, Texas. That's not just a prototype for a new McDonald's everywhere, although it is that. Let me warn the McDonald's board of directors right now. I will not patronize any such restaurant. Repeat, I will not patronize any such restaurant. You lose the human touch and you don't really know what you're getting, do you? But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that this is the prototype for fully automatic everything. Fully automatic factories to produce everything the elite might need. And the rest of us, who can't afford that product because we're out of jobs, blank out. We're obsolete. Do you understand now why the WEF promotes certain non-procreative alternative lifestyles? Do you understand now where the virus that shall remain nameless came from? And not only the virus, but the jabs. Let me tell you something. In absolutely every country that has deployed any form of that jab, all-cause morbidity and mortality have gone off the charts. Why didn't anybody stop this? Because the WEF wanted it to go forward. If you want the planet to yourself, that's what you do. Like, where's James Bond when you need him, right? Oh, that's right, they killed him off in the last installment, but they haven't killed you off yet. Absolutely any decision you make to boycott any of these fully automatic establishments is the most radical decision you can make. Links to the description of the article, to the video from that fully automatic monstrosity in Fort Worth, to the Fiddle Around and Find Out tweet, to a description of that Twilight Zone show at the Internet Movie Database, to my Declarations of Truth Twitter account, and to Conservative News and Views. I've also left links to the awesome CNAV Store and oursilverlines.com, as I also mentioned. You know already about how to like a video, turn on notifications, and leave a tip. On the end screen, I'm going to leave a subscribe link to my channel and links to 2 other videos I've already done about artificial intelligence, and the video I did about that speech in September in which the resident imitated another Twilight Zone villain from another episode. This is Terry A. Hurlbut delivering another declaration of truth and reminding you to let the truth set you free.